Where were you the day Billy Cook took over baseball in Cleveland? We've done quite a few episodes of Offbeat. We haven't done a Billy Cook episode. If there is ever a time for a Billy Cook episode, it is today. Not just because he played a huge part in a rubber match win over the Guardians on Sunday, but he's just been a good guy in the clubhouse, and it's nice to see a guy like him get his flowers. Good morning and welcome to Offbeat here on North Shore 9 presented by FanDuel. My name is Alex Stumpf and this is a daily look at your Pittsburgh Pirates. And today we are reporting from Progressive Field, aka the Jake. And we are doing this episode in front of a mural of Cleveland Baseball Hall of Famer Frank Robinson. One of my favorite all-time players. One of the best hitters of all time. AL MVP, NL MVP, and some say almost as good a player as Billy Cook was on Sunday. Saturday night should have been a doubleheader sweep. The Pirates should have come out of the break, broken free, taken 2 games on the road against a team in the playoff hunt, felt really good about themselves, and the bullpen blew it on Saturday. The offense did enough. Christian Curtis did enough. Bullpen didn't. And it's one of those losses that whenever we look to the trade deadline, as we look to the playoff picture, they can't keep having losses like that. Not just because it's terrible for the standings, but also because it's such a gut punch. You can't keep losing games like that because after a while, it just wears on you. Whenever you have those 95% chances and you don't convert, it stacks. It's a sin on top of a sin. That made Sunday's game even more important. Take the series, get out of here 2 out of 3. You got Paul Skeens on the mound, and Skeens pitched fine. He got a lot of help from his defense. The first big play being from Billy Cook, who chased down a ball, perfect throw home, robbed a sacrifice fly. And that came after he grounded a ball through the right side of the infield for an RBI single. And then later, triple off the wall and right, comes home on an errant throw down the third, try to pick him off. Later, another hit, another stolen base, another run. He had the game that we've been searching for him for a while. Because in 24, whenever the Pirates traded for him, the mindset was, yeah, he could be part of this outfield picture in the future. And then 25, he spends almost the entirety of the year in Indianapolis. And kind of with merit. Didn't show a lot of pop early in the year, got that cup of coffee up in the majors. Did all right in that very brief stint, but not enough to hold on to a job. Went back to Indianapolis for most of the year. And whenever you looked at guys like him and Nick York and Alika Williams at the time, they were kind of all in that same ilk of like, how do they fit into this club long term? And we've kind of seen how Billy Cook could fit into Don Kelly's Pirates. It is to be Don Kelly. Kelly, as a player under Jim Leland, knew he was going to be on the bench, knew there were going to be times whenever he was optioned, knew there were times whenever he was just going to sit on the bench for a week. And maybe he could get a chance to pinch run or pinch hit or, enter a game defensively, but maybe he's not going to get a start that week. And Kelly would tell you, he learned a lot about how to manage through a game that way. Just being on the bench, thinking like, how could I get into this game? What can I prepare myself to do that if I do get my number called, I can make as big an impact as I can? And Billy Cook kind of is in that same cloth right now. He talked post-game about how, he will work on the trajectory machine, which simulates different pitchers. He'll do flips. He'll work at a cage. He'll just do what he can in a game. If he gets a chance to be a defender or a pinch runner, he'll run into that opportunity. He'll try to do whatever he can, and that leads to a day like Sunday, where the Pirates have a doubleheader Saturday, and the second game gets rain delayed. And it's just a long day at the ballpark that ends on a very bitter note. After a long day, it's like, you know what? Let's get Reynolds off his feet a bit. He's just going to DH. That creates an opportunity for Billy Cook to play some outfield. And he showed everything that he can do as a ball player. That he can run, that he can throw, that he can impact the baseball a little bit. He is still in search of that first major league walk, so he really does need to literally hit. But he had a great game. And there are people in that clubhouse that were so happy for him. Jake Mangum, this offseason, they worked out together in January before spring training to get to know each other, to prepare themselves as best as they could so that whatever spring training came around, they weren't getting started. They were already had a head of steam ready to go. Paul Skeens talked post-game about this offense, about how it's 1 through 9, and then he corrects himself saying it's really 1 through 13 because you saw what Billy Cook did today. This offense has been one of the best in baseball, and we have talked about how it has to be a full team contribution to make that possible. If you want it to be all 13 guys, if Billy Cook is the 13th guy, he did his share, more than his share on Sunday. And I know this year he's best known as the keeper of the cone. I mean, did you not see that picture? Did you not see the infographic for it? He's the keeper of the cone. And he's lead into it. Like he got a crocheted cone on the road this year, and it's like in his locker. And it's fun. It's just, you know, this stupid little thing that this team has that they all bond over. And he just leans into it. Why? Because, hey, he wants to be part of the team and he wants to make an impact. And if it is just this really niche thing, you know what? He's going to be a really good teammate if he's not going to play. We're going to take a quick break. Throw it over to Cody. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
One of the cliches that players always go to is control what you can control. There is a lot in this game that you just have no impact over. You have to control what you can control. So I asked Billy Cook, a guy who has no control over his playing time pretty much, how do you not go crazy whenever you're in that spot? How do you prepare yourself to make an impact whenever you do have an opportunity? His answer, quote, "You just embrace your role. Again, it's to help the team. And I know that so far this year, a lot of that has been pinch running and defense late when we're up. I've embraced it, and I get opportunities like this, and I'm grateful for it. But I don't for another week. But if I don't for another week, I'm not going to go crazy. It's for the best for the team, and I'll be ready, whether it's the first inning like today or the 8th or 9th inning like other games. You don't always get players who are willing to embrace the bench role. It is a tough life. You're right on the edge of, will you go back to the waiver wire or AAA? You don't have a lot of playing time. Whenever you do get playing time, maybe you're not 100% up to game speed, and it's tough to adjust back to that. It's a tough life. It's a grueling role in this game. But it could also be rewarding. Don Kelly is a patron saint almost of the bench guy, of what you can be if you just keep your nose to the grindstone and trudge through. Billy Cook is following that example right now. And I don't think Billy Cook is, this is the start of something incredible for him. I don't think we're going to look back 30 games from now and be like, can you believe Billy Cook has a 1,200 OPS over his last 20 games? He's not going to have an Esmerlin Valdez run, I don't think. He's not going to have maybe even like a Jake Mangum run like he's had the last couple weeks. But you know what? He got his opportunity. He made the most of it. The Pirates won a baseball game on Sunday because of Billy Cook. And that's really the best you could hope for from a bench player. I don't suspect we're going to be having many Billy Cook offbeats in the near future. This might be the only one of the year. But you know what? Whenever he came here, I think there was an envision of different ways that he can make impacts. And this is one that I don't know how many players would lean into this opportunity. How many guys would be like, yes, I'm willing to do this for the club. I'm willing to stand on the bench. I'm willing to just get Brian Reynolds off his feet in the 8th, 9th inning whenever we're up 5 or 6 runs. He was rewarded for it. He should enjoy those flowers. Thank you so much for listening to Offbeat here on North Shore 9, presented by FanDuel. And thank you to everyone who was able to come out to Cleveland this weekend to hang out with the crew. Doubleheader messed up my schedule, but it was really cool to see just the amount of people in the outpouring here at North Shore 9. This was a fun trip. Hope you guys enjoyed the content that came out here in Cleveland. And if you want to keep enjoying that content, I would check us out wherever you find podcasts, or on YouTube if you want to see mine or Mr. Frank Robinson's smiling face. Hope you actually got his face in that. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk again in Pittsburgh tomorrow.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucs.